Hi everyone, today we are going to make pancit Guisado. When I was in university in the Philippines, I joined a few art groups. I was teaching in his art gallery, but I also joined my friends in Enigma Art Group and Cancio Gallery. Right behind Cancio Art Gallery is a simple restaurant made of bamboo and nipa. Sometimes we would eat lunch there and we'd usually order pancit Guisado. They make it slightly soupy and salty, just perfect for a tropical country where you lose a lot of your body salt from sweating. It also works well with a squeeze of calamansi because it's kind of salty. This is my version of pancit quesado. As I have said before, we did have a lot of Filipino food and Chinese influence, and noodles of all kinds is one. Pancit is a general term for noodles in the Philippines, but there are actually a lot of different kinds of noodles for pancit. In this version, we are using Miki noodles. It's a kind of egg noodles. It can be al dente when stir fried, but soft and luscious when stir fried with a little bit of water. It's normally stir fried with your choice of protein and vegetables. We are going to use thinly sliced pork belly, fish balls, chayote, carrots, red bell pepper, quail eggs, Chinese celery, onions, and garlic. I absent-mindedly grabbed 7 pounds of fresh Miki noodles, not thinking that they usually perish after a day in the fridge. So we are going to cook everything in a big pot. We'd saute everything in a pot, let it cool, keep it in the fridge, and stir fry a portion whenever you want some. So to start, we are going to saute our onions, and then I'm going to add some thinly sliced black pork belly and fried garlic. If you have fresh garlic, you can use fresh garlic, but I have a supply of fried garlic, and it's so much easier when you don't need to slice every single ingredient. And then to this, we're gonna add our fish balls, then a couple of tablespoons of fish sauce, a couple of tablespoons of oyster sauce, and a couple of tablespoons of aged soy sauce. We're also going to add a teaspoon of white pepper, and then just stir it together, and a teaspoon of MSG. If you can find Chinese celery in your Asian grocery store, use your Chinese celery, but if you can't find Chinese celery, use whatever celery you have available. And then you can add your carrots and chayote. I said Chinese celery because it's just more fragrant than the regular ones that we have available here in the States. Also, if you are not into MSG, if you believe the conspiracy theories about MSG, feel free to not add your MSG, but I'm pretty sure if you have ever ordered Chinese food, you've had MSG and you're still alive. You'll be fine. And then we're gonna add water. My water is from the electric kettle. It's so much easier to bring it up to the temperature. And then we're gonna add fried tofu. It's really good. It just soaks up all of the flavor. And don't forget to taste your dish every once in a while. Make sure it's properly seasoned. You can always adjust your seasoning to your taste. If you like it more bland or more salty, it's up to you. And then we're gonna add a Miki. Miki is just the egg noodles. We have several kinds of egg noodles in the Philippines. It's definitely a Chinese influence. We have a lot of wheat egg noodles. This one's Miki noodles. We have a thinner version for soupy dishes like beef mami. It's like a Filipino ramen. And we also have lomi noodles, which is it's like very much like a chicken noodle soup. The noodles are as thick as an udon noodle. It's chewy like an udon noodles. And if you make your lomi like a chicken noodle soup version, it's a very comforting as well. After adjusting your seasoning, it's done. This one's a little dry. I usually like my pancit guisado slightly soupy, so I would grab a small batch, stir fry another small portion with a little bit of more water to make it soupy, and adjust the seasoning, because if you add more water it's gonna dilute the seasoning, and serve it with calamansi or lemon. Most of the time I would add chili flakes to make it spicy, and I would add more fresh vegetables to have a little bit of a crunch, and more fried garlic, and it's so nice and spicy and warm and comforting. It's like a warm hug for winter. Thanks for watching my vlog. See you in a little bit.